to show you today how to hang this beauty behind me. She's so pretty. Stay tuned. Hi, and welcome to my page. My name is Christina de Graffenried, and I am the owner and creator of Multifaceted GSO, or Multifaceted. It is a business that I created to sort of escape reality and just create and allow people to have really dope pieces in their homes. So if you are watching my page, I sell dreamcatchers. I also have a line of other things that are soon to come out. If you purchase one of my dreamcatchers, you also probably got a sample of a candle fragrance that I'm working on. So let me know what you think if you have one of those also. So this page, this video, excuse me, is primarily to show you the visuals behind how to hang your dream catcher. So you're paying a lot of money for these. I create these by hand. I walk around the fabric stores for hours, literally hours, to pick out the correct fabrics, the different hoops. If you purchase a dream catcher that is painted, they're not spray painted, they're painted by hand. Yeah, so there's a lot of labor that goes into these, a lot of love. And if you did purchase one, I'd like to just say congratulations, because there's only 2 or 3 that I've made of each one of these, 3 max, 4 maybe, of each one of these that I've made. And guess what? You're the only one in the world who owns one. Pretty good. So the likelihood of someone else having yours is pretty much slim to none. So congratulations to you. They're amazing conversation starters. They're super unique, and it's like nothing else I've ever seen. So congratulations to you. These are truly a labor of love, and I am so happy to give them to you. So just keep watching if you want to see how to hang the dream catcher, or if you just want to know more about how I like to hang these. Again, the way that I construct these and package them, you can do pretty much whatever you want to do. If you purchase the really big ones, like the large or the extra large, they come in 2 to 3 different pieces, and you can actually hang those in different areas if you wanted to. If you wanted to have different layers, you can have different layers, and I'll show you how to create those layers. So just keep watching, and I'll show you how to do everything. Stay tuned. So in order to show you how to hang these, I am going to use command strips. My favorite thing to use. If you want to put this up, you can use command strips, or you can use nails. I'm actually going to package these with nails because they do require a longer nail because of the width of them. The nails are going to range between about 3.5 to 1.5 inches, and I'll show you, and there'll be very detailed instructions telling you which nail goes with which loop. So it's pretty straightforward, but I like to give too much information just to make it a little bit easier. Now, I will say that most of my dream catchers can be hung, well, I'm not going to say that. Some of them can be hung without help. This is one that can be hung without, like, you needing someone else to help you. If you get into the larger sizes, like the large dream catchers that I have and the extra large, you're going to need help. It's just, they're too big. So I'm going to use the command strips and just show you how to hang these. So I have my command strip. She's ready to go. I'm going to put it on the wall. So I have my first one in the center. The biggest one in the middle is the largest one, which is a 24-inch. So this one will require the longest nail. Just a heads up. Now I do package all of the dream catchers hoops and loops with fish wire, and this is just to make it easier to carry when you're trying to figure out where you want it to go. You could hold it without it, but I just like to give a little something extra to allow you to hold it and hang it just a little bit easier. All right, so I have the first one up. What I would suggest, it looks so small in here, but it's really not. What I would suggest, once you have it up here, you like where it's at, and the nail is secured in here, the nail or the command strip, whichever one you're using. What I would recommend that you do is go ahead and just put it in between the space that I'll leave. It's the same space where the fish wire is. Go ahead and just tighten up the hoop around the nail, and that will just make sure it's very secure. Once you have it where you like it, I wouldn't say just to cut the fish wire just yet. Not yet. We'll do that at the very end. So this is the centerpiece, and we're just going to build around it. All right, I have my second command strip. Now what you could do is go ahead and measure these if you have a specific way that you want to have these laid out. You could go ahead and just mark where you want to hang everything originally. There's no problem with that. For the purpose of what I'm doing today, I'm freestyling it. I'm more of a freestyle person. That's just who I am. But if you have a particular look, feel free to do whatever you desire. And with my freestyle, I'm just going to go ahead and take my loop over. This is the next size up. And I am going to go ahead and put my command hook on here and then just stick it to the wall, just because I know where I want it to go. Yeah, just like that. So just like I did there, you can hang these side by side and then just put one under or over the other, and that creates your layered look. So the way that you would secure this is put however many layers you want it to be, and then just go ahead and tighten up the top of your loop, and I'll show you what I'm talking about because visuals are always important. So when I say tighten it up, here where you see the fish wire, this is where your nail or your hook or whatever you're attaching this to the wall with will go. So once you have it on the wall, just take this hook here and tighten it up, and that will prevent your loop from moving around. So before I put this on the wall, I'm just going to go ahead and just measure out where everything is, just because I want it to be pretty much as close to perfection as I can get it. So right now, I like to use a yardstick and just balance it on the center and then go out to the middle of the next one. And right now these are about 20 inches apart. So then I just take my ruler, put it at 20, and then come on over and place my hook 20 inches from the center of this one. Okay, so add that up there. Voila. And again, I'm just moving this one over to create the layered look that I wanted. So I'm going to go on to the last two. And if there's a particular way that you want to have these laid out, it doesn't necessarily have to be like what I'm creating today. If you want to play around with different heights and different ways to lay it out, my suggestion would be to go ahead and lay them out on the floor, get your game plan together, and then go ahead and mark your wall exactly where you want everything, kind of like you would if you have a wall gallery, and then go ahead and just hang them. Now, again, I want these to be as pretty as I possibly can get it as far as how it's laid out. So I'm going to use my ruler again and just measure over another 20 inches. Actually ended up putting that one over instead of 20, which was the distance from the center to the next one over. I went ahead and put it 16 inches over because I know it's smaller and I don't want it to have a gap before the layered look that I'm going for. I'm going to go ahead and take my loop. And again, I'm holding it by the base and by the fish wire just to make it easier to carry. I'm just going to attach it onto the hoop that I already placed. And it's the perfect layered look that I was going for. Now, it's not exactly perfect. Right now, I have them all even. And I'll first do these all pretty much even and then show you different ways that you can layer them to get a desired look. And again, the best way to do this, if you want to go for different kinds of looks, is to go ahead lay these out on the floor and go ahead and get the measurements for exactly what you want. Or you can use commando strips like what I'm using, and then you can just pull them off the wall and move them around how you want. So that's pretty much it. As you can see right now, they're all relatively even. So if this is the desired look that you're going for, you can leave this exactly like it is. The next step and final step of this would to be go ahead and just clip off your fish wire, and then your look is complete. If you would like it to be a little more layered and a little more dimensional, just keep watching. I'll show you what to do next. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with having all of your dream catchers be centered across the top. Another way that you can do these is to have them centered through the middle. And that just creates another dimension, a different layered look. And I'll just show you how to do that. I like to do mine by hand, just because I can visually see where that even line is. If you're not one of those kind of people, which is perfectly fine, this took years for me to get to this level, you can lay them on the floor. And then again, as I mentioned earlier, the same way that you would lay out everything to create your wall gallery is the same thing that you would do, or the same method that you would use to lay out your dream catchers. I am going to keep the one in the center because she's exactly where I want her to be. So to create the pretty much an equator across all three of these to make them centered in the middle, I like to position my dream catcher first, exactly where I want it. So I'm going to take my commando hook off. See how easy that just comes off? It's just so good. And I'm just going to move it down. Just like that. Come over to the other side, do the same thing. So I'm going to now take my ruler or my yardstick, because this is again what I like to use when I hang these. And I'm just going to eyeball using the yardstick to make sure it's even on this side from this one. So I like to just by hand just hold it in place. And I like to keep my commando strip hook on the dream catcher just so I can place it faster and easier and with more accuracy. Just double check. Yep. And again, I'm just eyeballing the placement of these, so if you're putting it up and this is what it's going to be for a while, I would highly recommend measuring it and laying it out. But again, I'm just eyeballing this for the demonstration. And again, I'm going to use my ruler just to make sure I have a relatively even placement. And now I know that the last hoop is about the width of my yardstick away from the other one. So I'm just going to use the current placement it already has. And just move it down, eyeballing it again. Go ahead and layer it under. Yep. So to get your additional look, if you wanted to have it be a little bit more layered, versus having it all be the same height across the top, this is the look that you'll end up with. This is my personal favorite. Again, from here, you can go ahead and snip off the fish wire. That's the last step that you would do. That's like your, okay, I like it, it's final. Clip it off, throw it away, reuse it, whatever you want to do. If you purchase one of these dream catchers from me, and you requested to have a name in the middle of pretty much any of these, but probably in the middle, it will already be glued and secured to the hoop that we agreed upon. So Again, this is a demonstration for the ones that are not customized and that are just fabric and hoops. You would use this exact same method for whatever extra large unique you order. So thank you so much, and thank you for shopping with Multifaceted. Thank you for watching. I highly recommend that you leave some comments, feedback, whatever it is that you would like to say. I can't thank you enough. This is a dream come true, and I can't thank you enough for supporting Multifaceted. Have a fantastic day.